Hello everyone again. Today we have Mercedes-Benz C-Class C180 compressor 1.8. So the car has towed it into our garage, and it's non-starting. The car is in a non-starting condition, or the engine is in non-starting condition. So we are going to investigate or diagnose this car today. And as you can see there, has already someone been on the plate with everything, and also this cover is also removed. The pollen filter cover is also removed, and also when I checked the voltage, and the battery is completely empty. Let me show you that. So this is, I have connected the voltmeter lead to the battery, and as you can see, the battery only has 1.8 volt. So first I'm going to take the car into the garage inside, to the garage, and then leave the battery to get charged, and then we are going to investigate this car together. This car has come from another AA approved garage, or AA contractor, and so we are going to investigate this car together. As you can see, this is the voltage right now. Battery voltage is 1.8. We are going to charge the battery first, and then see. And also I was told by the garage that two starter motor were changed, but the car is still not starting. But still I'm not sure whether the engine is cranking or not. Why they have changed two starter motors. So we will investigate that together. Hello everyone again. So yesterday I put the battery to charge, to get charged all day. So now, as you can see, I have connected OBD2 breakout box to the DLC connector, and I have got battery voltage approximately 12.9 here. And also I have connected labscope to the CAN bus network. So yellow lead of the scope meter is on CAN high, and the red lead of the scope meter is on CAN low on pin 14, and the black lead is on pin 4, or it can be on pin 5 as well. So as you can see, nothing is happening right now. And now I'm going to connect the to scan the car and see what's going on. And also I have connected the vehicle interface connector, or IVC here, to the breakout box, and see. So the symptom is this, that if you see here, I've just put the ignition key into the ignition port, and you see that when I turn the ignition key to the start position, nothing is happening. See, nothing is happening. And also, as you can see, the vehicle is in the transmission is in park position, and when I turn the key, nothing is happening. So this is the same thing. So the ignition is on, so we have got the engine management light is illuminating, EBS light is illuminating, so airbag light is illuminating, so brake, and also this type of the sign, the warning sign we have got on the dashboard. And also you can see that's run flat indicator inoperative, or they say ESP inoperative. So now I'm going to scan the car and see what we will have. I'm going to select manually. So it's a C204 chassis, and it is the 40, it's 204046 chassis. I'm going to select that one. Okay. So as you can see, the scanner start to communicate. This is not the CAN bus signal, this is the scanner signal which is communicating to the ECU, to the vehicle. And also this vehicle only use CAN bus protocol, which is I think J underscore 2284 protocol. So as you can see that the LED is not illuminating. Now you can see the LED is illuminating or flashing both here on pin 6 at the DLC connector and on pin 14 at the DLC connector. And also you can see we have got signal, but that's not CAN signal. This is the signal that the scan is communicating with the car. So the scan is communicating to the vehicle, and the LED light on pin 6 and pin 14 at the DLC connector are flashing. The car was towed to the garage, and from another garage, when I asked the other garage, and they say we have changed 2 starter motor, but we have got still the same problem. The engine is not cranking, nothing is happening actually when you turn the ignition key to start position to crank the engine. So as you can see, when I'm going to put on O2 scan, that let's see. So that's a good sign, we scan is communicating to the vehicle. But the another thing I want to mention, that when I turn the ignition key to position, to a run position, there was no any CAN signal or controller area network signal at all. So that was flat. And you will see when the scanner stops communicating to the vehicle, and there is no any signal or no any event happening here. So now we have got full code, retrieving one by one. So from the different modules. So this video is going to be longer, but you may be able to learn something extra for this, because when I connected the scope meter to the CAN bus network, so I saw nothing is happening. But when I connected the scanner to the vehicle, and I see that the LED light of pin 6 and 14 at the DLC connector is flashing, and then I realized this is the scanner that sending signal to the different modules to retrieve the information from the module. So now our scan procedure has completed to 100%, but if you can see, we have got EBS module here, SRS supplemental restraint system module here, and cluster module here, parking system here, SAM module here, SAM R or rear signal acquisition and actuation module here, central gateway here, electronic ignition log. So one thing we are missing here is the main EPCM or ECU, or for the the engine ECU, which is not here, and that's completely missing. So if I go further, you watch, we have not got the engine main ECU or the combustion ECU, which is responsible for the engine combustion procedure. So on the other hand, while we haven't got the engine ECU missing, and the scanner cannot communicate with that, and so we have here the engine management light is on. So that could lead you sometime to, or mislead you sometime, because there might be another module which can activate the engine management light, or there could be another power supply to the ECU which will be responsible for the engine management light to illuminate on the dashboard. So if I go back here, exit, and no, I have selected auto scan again by mistake, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to choose manually each control unit. So I'm going to go for drive for the main ECU, for the engine ECU. So this is the engine ECU, motor electronic. And see the scanner start to communicate with the ECU, and the scanner is sending signal to the ECU to retrieve the information from the PCM, or making the PCM or ECU awake. So there are three types of ECU. Let's select. There are three types of motor electronic for combustion engine. So let's select this one. So see. So see, we haven't got we have not got communication with that. So that was the first one, and now I'm going to go back to electronic again. This is ridiculous. Okay, now I'm going to select the second one if we have communication with any of them. So I'm not sure that which one is installed on this car. So the second one also cannot we cannot communicate, or if we go to the second option we cannot retrieve any information from the vehicle. So I'm going to go back. So again, this one. So now I'm going to select the third one. There are many other appears on the scanner screen. So this one is also no communication. So third one. This is the last one I have selected, but no communication with the PCM. So now we have learned that the scanner cannot communicate with the main engine ECU, and also as you can see when the scanner is not operating and we don't have any signal or can signal at all, and also as you can see the pin 6 at the DLC connector can high, pin 14 at the DLC connector can low is not flashing or fluctuating. So now we are going to check the power supply to the ECU. In spite of that, we have engine management light or malfunction in indicator light illuminating on the dashboard, but the scanner is still not able to communicate with the engine ECU. Okay, as you can see, these are the fuses which related to the engine electronic or ECU, or in another word, these are the fuse which feeds the engine electronic or the engine management system, either the sensor or the switches or injector or any other related component to the engine management system, which is 6, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 32 and 75. So next we are going to check these fuses with the ignition key in on foot position. So ignition key is on now. The fuse counting start from this way. This is fuse 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. So we had at the beginning fuse number 6, which is this one. So if you can see, so this is fuse number 6, which is all right. And then we have got fuse 19, so say 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is this one here, which, so this side is okay, this side is also okay. So after 19 we had 22, so this is 20 and this is 22, so there is no power on both sides. So then we had 23, this one is 23, so no power on each side of the fuse. 24, which is this one, no power on each side of the fuse. 25, which is this one, and as you can see, no power on each side of the fuse. So then 27, we had 27, which is this one, and as you can see, there is a power on both sides of the fuse. Then we had 32, which is related to the engine management. So number 32, this is 33. So that's that big fuse, 40 amps. So let me check it. So I have removed the top cover of the fuse, and now I'm going to show you that there is a power on this side of the fuse and also on this one as well. So the last one is fuse 75, which is not existed on this car. So we have checked the fuse is all the fuses, but we have not found any fuse which is blown. So this 4 fuses are very, very important, because with the ignition key on, should we have these fuses not activated, or either we don't have supply to this fuse. So if you see this again, this is fuse 22, we haven't got any power supply to this fuse. So and also let me show you something. This is the fuse 125 that feeds all this fuse, including this relay. This relay, then this relay. This relay then goes here. What's this here? This feeds the relay output, the control unit, the engine control unit, engine control relay output feeds fuse 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 is all of them. So this is the fuse box diagram. If you see here, and the fuse box is exactly located or laid like this. So if you can see, this is relay 1, and that's here, and this is relay 9, which is not existed here. And so our focus is actually I was wrong. This is this is actually the fuse box is located like this, as you when you see it's like this. So this is going to be this is going to be relay so 4, 5, 6 So our focus is on this relay, this, which is for the engine control, or it's the engine control relay. So this is very useful piece of tool. So when the relay is energized, that light inside this pen will illuminate. So now the ignition is on. When I put this and the relay is as you can see, let me turn this off. So this relay is energized right now. It's the let me check that which one is the okay. Someone has put wax on this, but on the diagram here it shows this is the okay, on the diagram it shows this is number 5. This is going to be the engine control relay, and also here as you can see 5 is engine control relay here. Let me okay, 5, number 5 is engine control relay. So how can I move this to appears on the screen? So this is number 5. So but actually number 5 relay is missing. So someone has put wax on this. They might have taken or displaced this relay. So anyway, this is going to be number 5 relay, and I'm going to find a relay and put it here. So to feed this relay is feeding this fuses. The engine control relay feeds this fuses, as I'm going to show you here. So let me zoom this out a little bit. So this is the engine control relay, and as you can see, that feeds relay fuse 22, 23, 24, 25, 20, 36. So when I see actually here this relay should be here, because if you can see in the diagram there are 2 fuses in front of the relay, which are this 2, and then there is a relay located, then fuse 25, which is this one, and fuse 24, which is the next one, and fuse 23, which is this one, and fuse 22, which is this one. So actually this relay is missing. Okay, now I'm going to find a relay and put it here and see if we can crank the engine. And also another good point or tip to mention, because so if you see here, so fuse 22 feeds camshaft position sensor to injectors 1 to 4, so 4 of the injectors. So if you see here, fuse 22 feeds camshaft position sensor, injectors from 1 to 4, ignition coils 1 to 4, so 4 of them. Fuse 23 feeds camshaft position sensor 1, secondary air injection solenoid, camshaft position actuator intake side or intake 1, and camshaft position actuator exhaust side. So oxygen sensor number 1 or upstream oxygen sensor, mass airflow sensor, oxygen sensor downstream or post-cut oxygen sensor. So if you see fuse 25, that feeds the ECU supply voltage at pin 1, at pin F1 which is connected here. So I'm going to show you here as well. So this is F1 and this is fuse 25 that feeds the ECU, and also there are 3 power supply to the ECU, which one is I think when the engine management light is on the dashboard, that could be because this fuse is independent fuse and it's still live, or let me check fuse 27 if it's alive. So this is fuse 27, which is this one, and this is working. So when the engine management light is illuminating, that could be because of this fuse is alive. And as you can see, fuse 25, which is fuse 25, which is fed by the engine control relay. We don't have power to this. We don't have power to fuse 23. We don't have power to fuse 22. So also, and as you can see, fuse 25 feeds the or supply the power to the engine control unit at connector F pin 1, and also fuse 22 also supply power to the PCM or ECU at connector F pin 5. So we have missing this 2 power supply. Another thing, if you see, fuse 23 feeds this camshaft position sensor 1, and also injectors, all injectors. So let me show you this. So fuse 23 feeds the camshaft position sensor 1. Camshaft position, that could be actuator. And also injector 1 to 4. So no, this is not actually actuator. Let me check what is this Y183. Y183. Yeah, this is Y183 is camshaft actuator exhaust side, and Y182 camshaft position actuator. These are the actuator. So which is feed. So if you can see fuse 23, this is the camshaft actuator. No, this is the camshaft actuator, and this is anyway. So so why there are 3 actuators? No, this is something else. Y111. So Y111. Okay, this is secondary air injection solenoid, which I told you at the beginning. So this is fuse 23, this which I showed you, and this is fuse 25, which feeds the engine control unit. This is fuse 22, which feed engine control unit, and also this one as well. So I'm going to find and put a relay here if we could have the engine start. Okay, I found this relay, so I'm going to install this relay and see what is going to happen. So someone has put wax here for the prevention of corrosion or something like that, but as you can see, the clicking noise on the engine bay, and also as you can see, we have now got power. Let me zoom that in a little bit. So we now have got power on fuse 25 and fuse 24, fuse 23, fuse 22 as well. So let's check if we have signal, CAN bus signal on the scope meter. We have put a relay, and as you can see, when I turn the ignition off and then turn it on, and you might hear a sound that everything fuel pump is priming. And also, if I'm going to see, the scanner is directly communicating or connected to the ECU without giving any choice that there are how many types of ECU. So this is okay. That's it. I myself, I am surprised that, so for one relay which someone, so they might be giving the car to someone or to the car wash or somewhere to wax or he might did that himself, and so for one relay they have changed the starter motor. But I think the story was not like that, because when I asked the garage, and they say the customer told us, I just parked the car in front of the gate and I turned the engine off and then went to open the gate. When I opened the gate and come back and the engine didn't start. That's not going to be the case. It's definitely been somewhere, and they have done this work underneath of the fuse box, and then they created this problem. I think they have taken all the relays, fuses or everything, they wax the fuse box top surface or connector or whatever, and then when they put the relays or fuse back, they misplaced one relay. So as you can see, the scanner is right now off, and now we have got communication, we have got signal. So let me reduce the time. As you can see, now the scanner is just, I'm not touching the scanner, and also as you can see, there is a signal and the canvas start communicating. And also, as you can see, can high, can low, LED lights are fluctuating. So that was it. But I have still not started the engine because there are many other things on the top of the engine. I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to start the engine, and you will see. Now I'm going to start the engine. If the engine start, let me see that everything is clear from the engine bay here. So I'm going to start the engine. That is a good result. So only this, but as you can see, the fuse box is waxed. It's waxed by someone, and they have just missing this relay. So thanks for watching. So the bar is still connected to it.